What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are here to do a live today. I am Eric. That is Phil.
I'm Phil.
We are Beyond the Barrel Bourbon on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. Phil, stop it. Leave Claude alone. He's fine. Phil, I guess we're gonna look at the Heart release.
Maker's newest wood finishing series after they were done with their wood finishing series.
Yeah, that was a
Short-lived.
It didn't. They didn't take long after they wrapped it to
Pop it
pop
while
it.
we're talking.
Yeah, they didn't wait very long after they said that they're not doing it again to say, hey, we're doing it
Ooh,
again.
these makers. Ooh.
Oh, wait till.
Oh,
Man.
boy.
What's gonna happen when the traditional maker's cork breaks? When you go to pull it out.
I had to Gorilla Glue one of mine already.
I know. I remember that. So I was a fan of the maker's FAE01, the wood finishing series FAE01. So I think that was their 2021 release. And then we had the BR. What is it? So we had BRT02. That's what it was. So that was their 22 release.
What?
No.
That cork look a little smaller than their
It
usual
does.
cork? Maybe they're learning something, or maybe I'm just imagining things.
So you had the FAE01, which was my favorite, and then they had the BRT02. I didn't love that one. It wasn't bad.
Those are almost interchangeable for me, to be honest with you.
Well, the BEP.
The BEP and the BRTO2.
See, and I thought the BEP was far better, personally. The bottle looks cool.
So
they definitely made a
this
nice
one
bottle.
is actually a blend of two whiskeys. I think the youngest age in it's 6 years.
Okay.
So it's two batches blended together. The first batch is
Oh yeah, look how easy to cork one in. That's definitely not a maker's cork.
It's not in.
It's in more
It's
than
not in. The first batch was aged an additional 5 weeks in French oak staves, and the second one was an additional 9 weeks.
Okay.
And then they blend them together. So what notes am I expecting? Maybe caramel, chocolate, and maple.
Maybe toffee like traditional makers.
Since it says notes, caramel, chocolate, and maple right there on the bottle.
Yeah, look, it's weeded, so I mean you can maybe expect to get a little breadiness on it.
I'm not expecting that.
Well, I'm just.
It might. What the hell,
Why
man?
are you pulling the?
Because look, I can just
release it.
take that whole thing off, but I want it back on. That's
Part of the.
that's makers.
That's the allure of makers. We hope y'all liked our fun little video we did with our friend Danielle last week. She said she watched the show and she should have known. She would have known Malort as soon as we said it if she'd have actually watched our show. But I thought it was funny.
So have you heard anything about this bottle?
Other than it's very hard to find. It's not
it's
local.
really not. Hasn't reached a big bulk of the market yet. Hasn't really reached out here yet.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I think I haven't really been disappointed.
Well, this was one of the bottles in our bottles we're looking to in 2024.
Sure
looking forward to episode.
Sure was. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a long time coming. Just glad to see it finally here.
A little swirl. Give it a little tilt and turn.
I mean, it's leggy for sure. It's got some viscosity.
Ooh. It's got some fruit. I'm surprised.
I do get the hint of chocolate.
I get a little chocolate. It is
I get caramel.
It's dark chocolate.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a dark chocolate.
Not milk chocolate. This is a dark chocolate. I get fruit, man.
Are you getting your traditional toffee that you get off of Makers?
No.
Me neither.
No, maybe a little toasted marshmallow.
I'm getting a sweetness to it. I don't know
well, what kind? You're talking about fruit sweetness, or are you talking about
kind of like sugar sweet, kind of like
there's like a toasted marshmallow, I think, that I'm getting on it.
Is there? I smell oak. I definitely smell oak.
but I'm definitely getting some of those stone fruits.
Like peach?
Stone fruit, I think technically it's any fruit with like a pit.
Oh.
So it could be anything from peach to cherry.
Bobby,
to
chime in on this
apricot.
because Bobby generally chimes in on the history of what we're talking about.
I don't think it's
he told us about the winter corn.
I don't think it's peach.
I don't get peach. Maybe
But more like maybe a cherry?
Yeah.
Or a raspberry?
I don't get raspberry. I definitely get some cherry.
I think it might be a little raspberry.
I mean, okay, so on the nose, it's.
But there's definitely a little dark chocolate hiding.
What would you give it on a nose? What, like A, B, C, or D? I mean, I'd say a solid B+ on the nose. The nose is good.
I mean, the nose makes it seem like something I'd want to drink. You can't put me on the spot with a whole new grading system of A's, B's, and C's, man.
I mean, some people don't like tips for whatever reason, man. They can't. They don't. I guess it's
florally now. I want to drink it. That is creamy. That is creamy.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely get some brown sugar. Definitely get.
Do you find it butyraceous? I find it butyraceous.
Your daily word that you looked up recently?
It was actually
on accident?
No, it was on a TV show in a spelling bee, and they said butyraceous, having the qualities of butter. It's good. This one, I think this is far better than BEP, from what I remember.
This is brown sugar,
velvety,
maple. Definitely getting some bacon spices. It's not as baking spice forward as the BEP or the BRT, and maybe that's some of kind of the sweeter notes, kind of tamping that down a little bit. You do get the chocolate. The chocolate's on the finish.
It's very viscous. Like, do you find it coats?
It's creamy.
It coats the mouth very well.
Very, very creamy pour.
The finish is long. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it is a tad higher on the price point than.
What's the proof on this? I think it's like 111. 111.7.
So, I do think it's about 10, maybe $20 higher SRP than the last wood finishing series.
The MSRP is about $75.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I think it was like 65 on the last one.
It's about $75.
It could have been about $70. I don't remember, but no, this ought to do well. I mean, it's good.
It goes. First thing I get is brown sugar.
Yeah.
Slight hint of maple. Definitely get the traditional baking spices I get on Makers. Then, surprisingly, there's like a little hit of chocolate and then oak.
Yeah, I get woodiness for sure.
This is more in line with almost like a more desserty version of the Makers 46 cash strength.
Yeah, I definitely get the brown sugar on the front end of it. I get the brown sugar on the front end. I'm getting vanilla and caramel, man. I'm getting vanilla and caramel.
If you get vanilla and caramel, you get vanilla and caramel. I mean, is caramel one of the things on the bottle?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense then. I'm getting vanilla and caramel, but I'm getting the chocolate kind of on the mid palate to finish, like you were saying. But it's not. None of the I guess none of the notes jump out, right? Like I feel like they did a good job of kind of marrying them together. Nothing is jumping out at me saying, "Oh,
you mean,
no."
There's no one note that overpowers.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Now it does do like it does transition from note to note. But none of them are overwhelming, I'd say.
You think
It's
it
pretty
drinks?
balanced.
You think it drinks that 112?
Based on the finish, yeah. I would say based on the finish, um, it does. Now, I guess the creaminess of it can kind of temper that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, that's why when you were looking at the proof, I was guessing it was going to be in like the 106, 107 range because it doesn't. The finish is definitely hotter, but it's the initial palate hit. It's not proofy at all.
right. Yeah, I agree with that.
So what I mean, what are you going to tip this?
Out of 100,
That is the tip system, guys. 100 tips.
gotta be sure you specify, man.
I know what I'm saying. That's why I'm specifying.
What if it was out of 82? It's a big
If
difference.
it was out of 82, man, some of my scores
Man,
are
that's a really
wild.
good nose.
The nose is fabulous.
But I know you have issues with noses leading to letdowns.
This one didn't let me down because the palate tastes like the nose. Like it's one of the very few that I feel like the taste tastes like the nose. I mean, would you agree with that?
For the most part, I'm surprised at the Well, I'm not surprised at the baking spices and the oak I was getting, because you'll get those on Maker's products. But I certainly didn't smell very much oak
I
or
smelled
baking spices.
I smelled woodiness early.
I got just dark chocolate.
So what are you tipping this? Like what is your
What are you tipping this?
what is your instinct telling
What are
you?
your instinct
I
telling
ask you first.
It doesn't matter.
It's good. I
Mhm.
like it. I don't love it. I don't know that I'd have to have a backup bottle of it. I'd 77, 78.
Okay, you're right in where I'm thinking right now. Now,
And again, it's if you see it on the shelf to me anything above a 75 if you can get it at SRP is a buy.
let me get another sip here. But it's. I wish it's better than the BRT
Yes.
and the BEP,
Without question.
just from initial blush. Now, that being said, if we blinded all three,
No telling.
would that change? Possibly.
Again, the BRT. Pour me just
Second
one-
impression.
Give me a second impression too. The BRT to me was the only Maker's wood finishing that I had that I got that ethanol twinge to that I'm not a fan of. Man, that just smells like wood. That is wood and caramel.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll go 79 to give it room to grow,
Okay.
but I think this will end up being
This could get into the 80s.
in the 80 to 82 range in about a month or so. That would be my guess.
I definitely, I would love to revisit this. We can even do a live one. And I think that'd be a cool thing to do with some of our lives too. And come back and revisit some of our first impressions 2 months after it's been open for a while.
I think at 75, it's worth buying. Even maybe at 80,
Yeah.
if they start gouging it just because it's kind of a limited wood finishing series release, and you start seeing $85, $90. I mean, if you like Makers is one of your go-to,
You're gonna love.
You're
this.
gonna love it.
You're gonna love this.
it's a more desserty
It's decadent. It's a decadent
Makers. So I would say at MSRP, it's definitely worth having for sure, even at $5 to $10 over.
Yeah. Don't pay $100.
Sure.
Don't pay $100 for it. Basically,
90, 100
It's getting kind of iffy for me.
Now-
100.
in a month. Maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah. Who knows?
I'll say get it at 100.
So you're at 79. I'm at 77, and so we're talking about averaging 78. That's not bad.
Yeah, this is worth picking up at $75.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, if you're getting anything out of this, or if you're not, hit the like, comment, subscribe button. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the help. We will catch you guys later on the next episode.
Finger guns. Oh no.
Jesus. See y'all later.
You have got